Hello and welcome to the second episode of This Is Why We Are Not Okay, the only podcast made by and for Golden Retriever puppies. My name is Aubrey.
I'm Abbie.
Gotta be quicker on the draw than,
Yep.
than that.
I love
Welcome back. Abbie, how's it been? It's been 2 weeks.
It has. It's been a hot minute.
How's it? Are you still able to live with yourself, you fucking...
Absolutely not. The ICC is still on my ass, and I have evaded them. Just a quick thing. I was at work in the field, because I work outdoors, so that's fun. And it was Monday, and I was going through some trees, and a dead branch swung back and hit me just below the eye. So this whole week, I've just had a black eye.
Oh,
going into work.
That is...
And I totally don't have any sympathy points with anyone because now I have a black eye.
Oh, God. It's funny that you mentioned the FCC earlier because I have a topic prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of this small indie musician named, I think it's pronounced Eminem?
Maybe. What?
Have you heard of he was huge in 2002 when 8 Mile came out and he really doing Slim Shady. Slim Shady is back. I don't know if you heard.
Damn, I had no idea.
He did a song called Houdini, which is supposed to be just like his music from that early 2000s, late 90s era.
Uh-huh.
It is not good.
Oh.
I have the lyric sheet in front of me, and I've highlighted and notated it, because I heard it. It came out like a week ago, and I've been thinking about it nonstop, and I need to get these feelings out. I'm just going to read some of the notable lyrics to you.
Yeah, okay. Let's hear it.
First chorus verse is just kind of nothing. It's whatever. It's what you'd expect from a rapper. He's talking about the drug... and the car, and the fact that he's white. The first line that really stood out to me was, if I was to ask for Megan Thee Stallion, if she would do a collab with me, would I really have a shot at her feet? And then parentheses, haha. And that struck me as weirdly mean, because he's referencing the fact that somebody tried to shoot a gun at her feet in real life.
Oh.
Which is a weird... He's always been... Eminem, did shitty things in the 2000s, right? That's, not up for debate. That's just how his music was.
Yeah.
He, threatened Moby.
Oh.
In one of his first songs for seemingly no reason. But, Moby also, called him out first. Called him a dipshit first. To my knowledge, Megan Thee Stallion has never once referenced Eminem. So I'm unsure as to why he's bringing it up. I just have the chorus highlighted, and then I have an arrow pointing to it. This is worst chorus ever. He rhymes bag, bruh, abracadabra, and back, bruh.
No.
So he rhymes bruh with bruh, which is bad. For several reasons. The next verse, he says... Here's where we're getting into my real problem with this song. Because if he was just, horribly offensive, if he went in, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Right? If he was emulating how shitty he was in the early 2000s, then I think I'd be more fine with it. But this is such, limp dick criticism.
What is that?
He says... My shit may not be age appropriate, but I will hit an 8-year-old in the face with a participation trophy. Because I have zero doubt that this whole world's about to turn into some Girl Scouts, and I have that highlighted with OK Boomer.
Oh my god.
Because that's some old man shit. The Genius annotation actually references an article from the early 2000s written by a right-wing neocon. And it's wow, great reference in your song, Eminem.
Wow, I love that so much.
He then he refers to cancel culture as the censorship bureau, which is crazy because he was literally censored by the FCC. The U.S. government literally tried to censor him, and he's complaining about cancel culture like it's a real thing. That's fucking bananas to me. That's so fucking crazy.
That's, yeah, wow. That's...
There's a line that I highlighted that I thought was actually funny. That's the worst thing about this to me, is that it's actually catchy, and it flows really well, because it is Eminem, and he can flow well. He just can't write words that make sense anymore.
What is it?
It's a line. Sometimes I wonder what the old me'd say. If he could see how shit was today, he'd probably say everything's gay. And I actually thought that was kind of funny the way it sounds.
I mean...
he makes a really... Yeah.
It kind of is, but, like, not in a bad way.
He references R. Kelly, which is awesome, but he does it in a really crass way, which is really different than what he usually does. He says, bumping R. Kelly's favorite group, the Black Guy Peas, which is a reference to the fact that he urinated on a 14-year-old. Really funny reference, Eminem. Really good.
Wow.
Really awesome. The whole line that I wanted to talk about this with you. This is the whole reason.
Okay.
This line here. My transgender cat's Siamese. Identifies as black, but acts Chinese. What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Even if you're transphobic, what the fuck does that mean? That's nothing. That is the most garbage I've ever heard.
I feel like that's what conservatives say, like, just the most random shit, trying to, like, somehow undermine, like, the transgender community somehow.
He then makes two other trans references. He calls his manager, he says, you male cross-dresser, fake-ass bitch. And I just was like, that's so epic.
That's amazing.
That's such a good line, dude. He references RuPaul's balls for some reason.
Why?
I don't know.
He's got something against his balls?
He was super homophobic. In, like, the early 2000s, Eminem was super homophobic. He'd make references to the fact that Versace was shot for being gay.
Wasn't he?
Yes. Versace was shot and killed because he was gay. And Eminem made a reference to it in a song from the early 2000s called Criminal.
Oh.
So he's always been like this. But he apologized. Recently, he said he was sorry for using those words, and Elton John stood up for him. And I was like, I'm glad he apologized. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? We've been over this.
Yeah, I heard about that, and honestly, I don't know what to make of it, because it's like, Elton John doesn't really get into all of these kinds of spats, I don't think.
He talked about cancel culture, which, fuck you. Just shut the fuck up. Shut
Elton
up.
John or Eminem?
No, Eminem. He says, go ahead, cancel me. And it's like, shut the fuck up. You're not even saying anything super bad. You're just being annoying. You're just saying incorrect things.
Canceled technically before?
No. This has been the number one song on YouTube Music, iTunes, and Spotify for the past week.
That's great.
So yeah, he's really being canceled. The final line of the verse says, I vanish into thin air as I'm leaving, and then I highlighted that and said, I wish you would.
Is that it? That's the end?
Yeah, it's so bad. It's
I
not a good
vanished into
song.
thin air, and then you just hear like a wind sound effect.
Good. And then there's the last chorus, and the chorus is just bad. I'm so upset. Two reasons, if I can. And I'm not upset. I'm not triggered, right? Whatever, okay? I'm not triggered. Like, okay. I know people are going to be like, oh, you're just triggered. See, he proved his point. You're just an offended lefto or whatever. The two reasons I'm upset are, one, nothing he says in this song is that offensive. The stuff that is super offensive is just, like, needlessly mean. Like, referencing R. Kelly like that is just weird. I don't know why. It's not like I'm offended. I'm just confused and weirded out a little.
Yeah, and just like
second,
trying to lick Megan Thee Stallion's feet or something.
When? Yeah, I would have respected that more if that was in the song. He in 2002 when Without Me came out, he was in his like early 20s, right? He was a kid.
Yeah.
He was a bit older than me. He was a kid.
He was
and he was
bitty child.
He was growing up in. He grew up in the ghettos, as it were. But now he's like a multi-millionaire 51-year-old white dude, and it's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
In a world where people like Kendrick Lamar and Lil Nas X and Tyler the Creator are making like genuinely good rap that talks about real serious issues like depression and suicide and the troubles of the black community, there's no room in the world for Eminem anymore. It's just debatably there wasn't room for him originally, but I don't want to get into that discussion. I think his old music is fine. Some of it's bad, but
I mean, he made a good hit with Juice WRLD.
Yeah, the same thing happened with Dave Chappelle. People, as soon as people hit the age of 50, they just develop worms in their brain. I swear to God.
Mad bitch disease.
Mad bitch disease.
Not mad cow disease. Not like the deer in the moose scap, but mad bitch disease.
The second you turn 50, a U.S. government official shows up and gives you a Heritage Not Hate Confederate flag shirt.
Look, it's just part of our history, guys. Doesn't mean we still believe it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
How else are we going to teach our kids about our wonderful history?
How are we not going to teach kids about Robert E. Lee if we don't have a massive statue of him getting his dick sucked in the middle of Washington, D.C.? So that's my rant. That's my Eminem rant. I've been wanting to get out that off my chest all week because at first I heard the song and was like, that's not good. And then I listened to it like 6 or 7 times in preparation for this podcast, and I'm like, oh my god, that makes me so fucking mad now.
Yeah.
Because he used to be good. What are you doing?
Yeah,
it can't be this hard to write a good song.
Yeah, he's pretty past his prime a little bit.
Eminem hasn't written a good thing for like a decade, except Orange Rhymes with Banana, Bornana. That was pretty good.
No. He made a good song with Juice WRLD a few years ago called Monster. That was a good hit. That was good. But
I don't really know much about. I was gonna call him The Juice, but that's a different guy.
That's a different guy.
It's a very different guy.
Juice WRLD. He was a rapper. He died a few years ago, but still.
So have you been?
Also a good rapper, but yeah.
Listened to any good music lately?
Absolutely not. I just listen to TikTok audios and Nightcore. You know me.
What are the happenings out where you are? What's the 411?
Not much. However, this is something that literally just happened last night that had me on the floor howling. I was on TikTok, scrolling through TikTok, and I saw this guy who was making this like video game graphic type of Gary's Mod-esque animated comedy skits.
Yeah.
He goes by the name what's his name? Bryce Cohen.
Okay, I was so worried for a second you were gonna start talking about Skibbity Toilet.
No, well, no. And he was making, and like there were 2 skits that I saw on his TikTok in particular that made me like go on the floor just dying.
Yeah. And
one of them was literally a Gen Alpha reenactment of George Cooper's funeral from Young Sheldon.
Oh no. Yeah.
And it was literally like, it starts off, I didn't get through the whole thing because I was dying, but it literally starts off with a random dude at the podium, and he's going, "We're goonered here today in remembrance of a real Sigma."
Oh my fucking god, that's awful. I hope Gooner and Sigma and Riz go away
and
soon.
yeah, like Skibbity and all that stuff. And
oh my god, you're so Skibbity.
what the Sigma, bro? But yeah, there was that one, which is honestly, as it goes on, it gets a little bit nonsensical, but the beginning is so fucking funny.
People are saying what the Skibbity. I will maintain that what the deuce is so much funnier.
I've never said what the deuce in years.
I say what the deuce all the time.
What, like Stewie Griffin?
Yes.
Why? He hasn't been funny for years.
You can remove the 4 years part.
He hasn't been funny. Yeah, but yeah, there's another skit that I saw that this is the main one that I saw that had me dying. It's takes place in like a classroom, and there's a kid talking to the teacher who's at his desk. The kid raises his hand and he goes, hey, Mr. Milkins, were JFK and Marilyn Monroe totally freaking it, or were they vanilla as hell?
What the fuck does that mean? That's nothing. That's a nothing sentence.
And the teacher goes, he goes, oh, why don't you ask your parents? And this is fucked up, but the kid goes, I can't. My parents were beheaded when they went to Syria last summer.
Oh, Christ.
And the guy goes, weird vacation choice, but I guess that's on them.
That's, oh my god. That's what I kept seeing. I have YouTube Premium now. Before anybody accuses me of being a beta loser, I am not paying for YouTube Premium. My uncle is paying for it, and I have it because I use YouTube Music, and I don't want to pay for Spotify. So I have the awesome.
You have to
side
pay for
effect
Spotify now?
You don't have to pay for Spotify, but I don't want to listen to ads.
Oh, okay.
Plus, my uncle's already paying for YouTube Music, so whatever. I don't get ads on YouTube videos anymore, but I did for a long time, like everyone else. And I kept seeing an ad for a tourism ad for Saudi Arabia that like encouraged young women to visit alone as like a spiritual retreat for like summer, and it's like that's so fucking tone deaf.
What the fuck videos were you watching those were the ads that were coming up?
No, it was just on everything. The Saudi Arabian government was paying for marketing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, fucking insane. If you're a single woman in your 20s, don't visit Saudi Arabia by yourself, obviously.
Yeah.
Very dangerous place to be.
There are many dangerous places to be.
I don't think I could enter the Middle East without getting murdered immediately.
I feel like I would immediately be institutionalized if I stepped foot in any other country.
True. Any other country.
That's it. Just any other country.
Canada is the only place I can live.
Canada is the only place where I can live as freely as I can. Anywhere else, immediate death penalty.
The moment I cross the border in the U.S., there's a SWAT team to deal with me.
There's immediately, like, immediately being strapped down to a stretcher, and there's a doctor, like, on call to give me a lobotomy.
Did I tell you that Border Patrol, I don't know if I told you this when it happened. Back last year when Josh came to visit, we were driving him back down to the airport across the U.S. border. I don't want to say what state. But we got stopped by border security. They made us get out of the car, and I had to like sit in a room by myself while they interrogated everyone, and then they had to interrogate me.
Wait, really?
Yes. It was fucking
You never
terrifying.
mentioned that. You just mentioned that you were waiting a long ass time.
No, it's because they obviously had like hired a bunch of new people to work at the security checkpoint because the cars were stopped. We were the first in a line of like 90 cars that were stopped. They were like pulled, like the line to get into the U.S. was so long.
Damn.
And the holding room was getting really full because they were just pulling people in.
Why?
They pulled me in, and I immediately could tell that they were immediately suspicious of me because I was refusing to make eye contact, and I was being really quiet. And then I was just like, I have autism, and then the guy was like, "Oh, okay, you can go then." I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, thank you." I felt so bad. It was awful. Real talk, U.S. border security at U.S. You can suck my dick. I don't care for you anymore.
Yeah, I can't even remember what happened last time I was at the border.
We were driving back into Canada, and the Canadian border agent was like, we handed her the passports, and she just did like a cursory glance. Was like, "You're free to go." And my dad was like, "Do you need to ask any more questions?" And she was like, "Nah." I was like, "It's awesome."
No wonder Americans feel so entitled. We just let them in.
We just let them in. So you had a plan, right?
Yeah, I have a little bit today. When I say the word commercial, what's the first one that pops into your mind?
The first commercial?
Yes.
I just watched a documentary about 5-gum like last night, so the 5-gum commercials.
Oh, like the how it feels to chew 5 gum.
How it feels to chew 5-gum, and then that they ruined the company.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Interesting you say that, because I was doing a bit of deep diving recently into, well, I guess it's called nostalgia core.
Oh, God, yeah.
But I was looking at old things from, like, 2000s childhood stuff that I hadn't thought of in a long time, like commercials, TVs, movies, that sort of thing. Things that don't stick with you until you see it again.
Yeah.
And one of them I was looking was a bunch of these a bunch of commercials, and there's a bunch of these things that I'm going to mention, and I want to see if you remember them as well. Or if you've heard of them.
You know that I'm a really big fan of rampant consumerism.
Yes. As we all are.
Thank you, God, Overlord Capitalism, for the blessing of buying things with money.
Yeah. Thank you, God, for giving us all money.
Thank you, God, for putting Walmart in place so I may buy Legos.
Thank you, God, for my not cheap Costco membership that I don't have yet.
You don't have a Costco membership?
Because it's too expensive. Anyway,
that's what I'm gonna. If I'm on a dating app right now, the first thing I'm gonna say to any guy who matches me is, "Do you have a Costco membership?"
That's what I considered putting in my bio when I was online dating.
I have a
like
Costco
big
membership.
like big ups if you have a Costco membership.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, one of the first things that I guess rediscovered from the ye old age of cable TV was
the before times.
Yes, the before things went to hell. Do you remember a commercial for Gushers, like the fruit snack, fruit if you can call it that? And it's a commercial where there's this kid in a school hallway, and basically what happens is, like, I think he either bites into a Gushers or it's in his locker, but it explodes into, like, blue gunk fruit juice all over the hallway, and everyone in the hallway gets sprayed.
I do remember this.
Do you remember that commercial?
Yes.
That was a crazy ass commercial.
That's the whole segment.
Yep.
Do you remember what are they called? Juicy Drop Pop.
Yeah.
Where they had a luchador wrestler who would come in.
Oh God, yeah. It was in a skate park. It was in a skate park.
Yeah, Uno Mas.
Oh,
they
God.
replaced it. They replaced the mascot. He's not a luchador anymore, and that made me really sad.
I thought they got rid of that product. I thought they got rid of Juicy Drop Pop.
They're still selling Juicy Drop Pop.
Damn. Well, I know they got rid of, well, at least out here, I can't find any. There's, Baby Bottle Pop.
Yes.
Baby bottle pop. Those guys.
I do. They're only really in like convenience stores out here.
The only time I really had a baby bottle pop was when I went to I went to a wedding in the States for a family member, and I remember just being in the car. We were leaving the ceremony, and I remember just having one and just being like, "This tastes like shit," but I still continued to eat it.
This tastes like shit.
But I was like, well, but it's sugar.
What are they called? It's like a bag of sugar. And it has like a stick that you'd lick and then dip into the sugar, and it would stick to the stick.
Pixie
Fun
sticks?
Dip. Fun Dip. That's what it's. Fun Dip.
I've never had that.
No, it's exactly what it's a bag of powder with a sugar stick, and then you'd lick the sugar stick and then dip it into the powder, and the powder would get stuck, and then you just put the stick back in your mouth. It was not a good candy. Everybody I knew would just like immediately dump all the powder into their mouth and then just like slowly suck on the stick anyway. And that was not an ideal way to eat that.
Licking it like a lollipop.
Oh god. I'm trying to think of more like obscure candy commercials.
Bubble tape. You remember bubble tape?
I don't remember bubble tape.
Or I guess it was called like Hubba Bubba. Bubble tape.
Oh yes,
and
yes,
it was
yes,
in those circular containers, and it would come out like a roll of tape.
Every Christmas.
Really?
Yep, my grandmother would get us a box with a couple bubble tape rolls in them.
We were like, that was like a no-go for my parents. Like, my folks were like, you cannot have bubble tape. Like, there's too much sugar.
Hubba Bubba 5 and Juicy Fruit are owned by the same company.
Okay.
Like, pretty much all gum is owned by Wrigley's Gum.
Damn it. Well, I guess I'll die.
Gum is a monopoly, and that's fucking crazy.
Pretty much everything is a monopoly. Like, even the game Monopoly.
What about that ass? I don't know.
There's no monopoly on this ass, I'm afraid not. It's not big enough.
This ass is a public good.
This ass is public access.
Distributed to the people. That's my definition. That's like... Do I want to say that?
What, public access?
No. That, like... I don't want to say it. I was trying to make a joke about how, like, Marxist prostitute or something, but I can't formulate it. This is probably getting cut. If you're hearing this, I'm sorry.
So there's this Marxist prostitute. That sounds like an awful, like, stand-up bit.
Yeah, so I was walking to this bar and I saw a commie prostitute.
And I was like, comrade.
She tried to collectivize my penis.
I tried to make her come, rad.
That's awful.
Yeah.
That's definitely getting cut.
Yeah. Whoops.
Welcome to the cutting room floor.
Welcome to the rage room.
Awesome.
Okay,
so
what
is
else?
the only commercial you had
No.
for Gushers?
No, it wasn't. Do you
If
remember...
so, that's kind of iconic.
Okay, so, like, two iconic other ones. Do you remember, like, the Yop commercial?
Yes,
like,
I do.
Yop, mama.
Caleb still references that, and I hate it.
That's a good commercial. Because, like, most of the commercials that I remember, like, they were actually nice to watch. Like, you wanted to watch them. Like, they weren't shitty like they are today.
Let me give you a blast from the past.
What?
Do you remember house hippos?
Yes, that's the other one I was going to mention. The North American house hippo.
Yes. About how it was an ad, how you shouldn't believe everything just because you see it on TV or online.
Yeah,
and
that was... And, like, those types of commercials...
My teacher asked...
Yeah, and, like, those kinds of commercials, they were called, like, Concerned Children's advertisements, and they had a whole series. Like, one of them was, like, one was about bullying, one was about, it was called, like, Long Live Kids, and it was a song, and it had, like, it just showed, like, this guy's, torso, like, a white t-shirt, and it showed, like, an animation of, like, Gotta balance food and activity.
Oh, Christ.
Working together. The body electricity. It was that.
You're making me cringe.
Yeah.
You're making me cringe with remembrance.
And like those two where it's like these kids
my
are.
grade 8 teacher asked people how many of you believe the house hippo was real, and like over half the class raised their hand. And he was like, "Come on." I've never seen a teacher more genuinely mad. It's fucking crazy.
Because like no one watched like the actual end part of it because we all truly believed it because we weren't actually watching the whole thing.
Yeah. You know, teacup pigs aren't real.
What do you mean they're not real?
They're just baby pigs.
Oh no. Okay.
It's like false advertising. Teacup pigs aren't real. There are no pigs that stay that size. So people adopt teacup pigs and they grow into full-size swine, and it's like, this is not what I bought.
I thought it was like pigs in the shape of teacups.
No, that's vile.
It's like, I want to pet my pig and drink my coffee.
I wonder why that business wouldn't get far off the ground.
I want to genetically modify my pig.
Ugh.
But yeah. Do you remember the Cheese Whiz commercial?
I don't.
Where it was just a song where it's like, Cheese Whiz adds your personality. Nope. Add Cheese Whiz, something every day.
I do not remember that.
Just spread it, pour it, you're gonna love it.
I think you're making this up.
Made with real Canadian cheddar. Cheese Whiz adds something new. Are you serious? You don't know it?
No.
Oh my god.
Why would I be lying?
I'm not lying.
No, why would I be lying?
Jesus Christ, because that was on the TV all the time.
Like, I don't know.
And I remember that this was a commercial because, one, I looked it up, and two, because I remember when I hated my cousin, I made a song about her, and I used the Cheese Whiz commercial melody.
That's kind of iconic.
And I never sang it to her, but I always had it in my head because that's what made me feel better.
You're preparing a song for someone and then never even singing it to them is fucked up.
No, like I sing it to I would sing it to myself in my head so that I could be like, yeah, I got her.
I got her. That's like the child equivalent of like imagining an argument where you win in the shower.
Dude, that's what I did all the time. I still do it. Like, you know what, Brenda? Your mom is a bitch.
Your mom's a bitch.
And then I fist bump my shampoo bottle.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So anyway. There were also, I looked up a bunch of, like, Canadian TV shows that it feels like that they weren't real, but I only watched some of them. I'm gonna list them, and I want to see if you remember them.
I didn't have cable when I was a kid. I had satellite TV, and we could only afford, like, the base pack of channels. So I had YTV, I had Teletoon Retro, and I had Treehouse, and that was pretty much it. Okay, well, I think some of these you might know. Yeah. Do you remember Dragon Tales? It rings a bell, but I don't. Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales. Yes, I do. That was PBS. Yeah. Oh my god. That was a good show. That was lit. Now let me hit you with my nostalgia, because I was actually thinking about this like a couple days ago. I went down a rabbit hole and I watched the theme song and it made me cry. Was it One Piece? Do you remember? No. Do you remember, or did you ever see a show called The Littlest Hobo? No. Oh my god. It's like a Canadian TV show from the 70s. It's about a dog who doesn't have an owner, and he travels around Canada, or around the country, and he stops and helps people with their problems before moving to the next town. And I watched it all the time with my dad, and I watched the theme song a couple nights ago, and it made me cry. Damn. It's not anime, it's like live action. They had an actual dog Never the same characters in each episode. He would just travel around and help people, and was awesome.
Oh, I never
getting
heard
up
of
on
that.
Sundays to watch The Littlest Hobo, and nobody. This is gonna resonate with no one. Nobody's gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about.
But okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Okay, these are like the top 3 that I keep remembering.
Yeah.
Jacob Tutu.
Yes, I do.
I hated that show.
I was almost named after Jacob Tutu.
You were almost named Tutu?
I was nope.
What was the other one? Being Ian.
I do remember Being Ian.
I hated that show also.
I don't really remember it too much. I
Word
remember
Girl?
they had a
Remember
guest.
Word
I
Girl?
remember Elton John had a guest star as on Being Ian. It was crazy.
Ew.
What do you mean?
That show sucked.
Okay.
Why would they sully him like that?
Well, they sully Ian by putting him with Elton John.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Word Girl? No, Word Girl was not a thing I was ever.
Word Girl was kind of pretty. Word Girl was kind of okay.
I didn't really watch PBS.
Do you remember Ruby Gloom?
Oh my god. When my parents first got divorced,
Oh.
I binge watched Ruby Gloom on Netflix.
That's what was on Netflix?
Yes.
Oh.
I binged watched old Nickelodeon shows. When my parents first got divorced, that was my coping mechanism. I binge watched Ruby Gloom. I binge watched that's not Nickelodeon though. I binge watched Rugrats and Jimmy Neutron.
And Johnny Test, too.
Did not binge watch that one.
Do you remember a show called Cyberspace?
Yes.
Like, it was 3
It had
kids
Gilbert
going
Gottfried
inside
in
a
it.
computer.
Do you remember Reboot?
No. What's that?
What?
What was Reboot?
It was like one of, if not the first ever 3D computer animated kid shows. Or like TV shows. And it was Canadian. It was called Reboot. It was about Bob, and he was in the computer, and that's all I remember about it.
Oh, God.
Dude,
No, I know what you're talking about.
We gotta watch Reboot. That's it. I've
Oh,
made up my mind
God.
for watching Reboot.
No,
Maybe come here
I
in
know
the
what you're
summer, we're
talking
watching
No.
Reboot. Yep.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That's so... Jesus Christ.
I loved it when I was a kid. I loved that show.
What else? Do you remember, like, this is like a little kid show. It's called Nana Land.
Oh my fucking god, that was a meme recently. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still such a good show. It's like the puppets and everything.
You've been on a baby show kick recently, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean,
You've been watching Bluey.
well, I've been watching Bluey for like the last 2 years.
I support you on your baby show arc.
On my baby show journey.
You gotta.
Yeah.
Oh my! I'm actually gonna watch Ruby Gloom tonight. I think genuinely. I think you've convinced me to watch that again.
Okay, well, good thing I've done one good thing in this world. Do you remember the jingle for all of the Marineland commercials?
Oh Christ, Marineland. Yes, I do.
I remember
Everybody loves Marineland.
I remember the goddamn one for like the roller coaster. It's like it'll blast you up and blast you down.
I remember this. I was terrified of roller coasters though, so I was actually scared of that commercial.
I liked the commercial, but I didn't fuck with roller coasters. I still don't. That's a death trap.
I remember the commercial fondly, and then I remember that Marineland got into some very, very big scandals. The same as SeaWorld, and I'm like, ooh.
Are they shut down?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I think they shut down because of COVID, though.
Just because of COVID? Wow, I had no idea. Well, yeah, it's a tourist trap. Do you remember? It was another Concerned Children's advertising, and it was about bullying. And it was, for some reason, I loved watching it. For some reason. And it was like this kid waking up from in bed, and like he's tapping his alarm, and like there's this kid who's standing by him, and he goes, "Morning, Timmy. Want to know what I'm going to do to you today? First,
I do.
You're going to give me your lunch money, and then I'm going to see you at recess." Like, it was...
You know what?
That commercial about bullying.
You know what, though?
What?
I don't read that as anti-bullying. I read that as this kid needs to grow this fucking kid needs to grow a pair, you know?
I think this kid needs to beat up that kid.
At a certain point, bullying is bullying, right?
No, bullying, but they should have shown what happens after he tells his mom. He should have been like, "Mom, I have something to tell you," and then like the mom tells the principal. The kid just fucking
evaporates.
Yeah, like yeah, but like the kid tells the mom, and the mom like tells the principal, and the principal's like, "Yeah, sorry, nothing we can do," and the mom's like, "Sorry, nothing we can do," and then like that kid just resents.
Yeah, pretty much.
And stews in it.
That's the thing.
And there's no happy ending.
At a certain point, like, if you go to school and the kid's like, "Sup, nerd, give me your lunch money," that's bullying, that's bad. If this kid has a routine where he, like, wakes you up and tells you that, like he's reading off an itinerary, that's not bullying. That's your problem, man. Stand up for yourself. Nobody is that fucking submissive as a person.
Well, yeah, like, he's sort of, in a way, he's kind of like his bully version of, like, an assistant.
The itinerary
and he's like, "This is what we're gonna do today.
I will take your lunch money.
And then at like 1:30, I'm gonna throw spitballs at your ear."
It's like, that is, you know what?
What?
If you're that committed to making one kid's life a living hell, then kudos.
Congratulations? Question mark?
If you have the commitment to get up at like 5 a.m. and write out this itinerary and get everything ready and then go out and harass this kid, that's like more energy than I've put into anything in my life.
I think that's more energy than I put into being born.
Ideally, you wouldn't have put in any energy. That's the mom's thing.
It's both of us.
Teamwork makes the dream
Teamwork makes no tearing. Do you remember yogurt straws?
Yeah. I don't remember yogurt straws.
It was those like cereal yogurt straws for like drinking milk. And it was by like I think it was by like Fruit Loops.
Oreo fruit. I remember Oreo straws.
No, but it was like these straws had like different colors. Like one was green, one was pink.
Oh, then I don't remember.
And it had like a white coating of yogurt on the inside.
My gimmick food as a kid was Baby Bell.
I call that Baybell still.
God.
For some reason.
That little wax wrapped fuck.
I loved like I don't love the cheese. I hate the fucking cheese. I hate it, but I love the wax wrap. Yes.
You know what? Baby Bell cheese is not good, but their wax wrap is amazing.
Their wax wrap such has a unique flavor. No, just to mold it or whatever.
Yeah.
Or just keep it in case of like emergency and you want to make some candles.
Emergency cheese.
My emergency cheese
would not be Baby Bell. If I had the resources to keep a ball of mozza in my back pocket at all times, oh my god, my life would be so much better.
You know what? Oh my god, that just reminded me of something. Guess what I found? My work has like an office that we work out of, and there's like a kitchen area. Guess what I found in the kitchen area this week?
Was it mozzarella?
Close. Someone had left a triangle brick of Parmesan laying on the counter.
Oh, on the counter?
Yeah, and it was completely wrapped and like sealed and shit, but like we just came in from work and we saw it and we're like, what the fuck? And like one of the office people just came in and was like, oh yeah, like, you know, like once you quit the shredded stuff and you start eating like the actual blocks, like you can never go back. Yeah. And then she just stuffed it into her purse and left.
Not true. You can always go back to shredded. In fact, I have shredded blocks before.
Yeah, true. But I think she meant like the prepackaged stuff that you can get at the grocery store.
True. Oh, the slice. Yeah, like the sliced. Yeah.
I think that's what she meant.
Kraft singles.
Oh god, I hate those so much.
I used to just kind of eat them.
Like straight up?
Yes.
That's what my brother does.
I wonder why I'm 200 pounds.
I wonder why.
Anyway, I'm gonna go eat a stick of butter.
Anyways, I'm gonna go eat an explosive gusher.
Oh, that's the thing my dad did.
What?
Not the one time I was in the living room.
He ate an explosive?
No, I fell asleep on the couch in the living room, and I woke up, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, oh shit, I should probably head to bed. And I got up and turned the light on, and my dad was in the kitchen with a Rice Krispies bar, and he was buttering it.
Ew!
At 2 a.m.
Who the fuck butters a Rice
Krispie?
What do you mean he was buttering it?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
He had the audacity to act as he was like, hey, why are you up? And I was like, what are you doing?
Oh my god.
I've never seen a Rice Krispie snack be violated in such a way.
Like,
he was buttering it like toast. That's off.
Like, if you put, like, maybe a little bit of, like, Nutella or maybe a little bit of peanut butter, that's fine. Butter?
Maybe.
Just eat it as it is.
You know what's a really weird flavor combo that I'm gonna get judged for?
What?
But I don't care. I will defend this.
What?
They weirdly work together. Peanut butter and ketchup.
Seriously?
I'm being dead serious.
Like on a sandwich or like what?
Yes.
Just like straight up bread, one side peanut butter, one side ketchup?
Yes, I was really tired one time and I was like super hungry, so I made a sandwich and I accidentally, like, my brain just wasn't functioning. And I spread peanut butter on one and put ketchup on the other, and it's like, oh shit, but I'm not gonna make another sandwich. So I put it together and took a bite and was like, what the fuck?
That's kind of crazy.
Ketchup and chocolate too.
Oh, fuck.
Like, it's... And I know it's vile, okay? I know. I'm not gonna pretend it's not disgusting to have a ketchup and chocolate sandwich, okay?
Well, here's the thing. I have a few flavor combos as well, and I want to know what your thoughts on them. I basically have two, but if I think of them, they're gonna come up. Peanut butter and carrot sticks.
No, I fuck with that.
You fuck with that? Peanut butter and cauliflower also slaps.
You can dip celery in peanut butter. Why not carrot sticks?
Yeah. The other one is what's the other one? Mushrooms, like raw cut mushrooms, and Caesar salad dressing.
I don't like either.
Really?
So I would not be able to tell you.
It's actually so fucking good. Something that I remember that was a fucking staple in my childhood was I have an aunt, and whenever we would visit her up north, I always asked for this because I know she would make it for me because, like, she was, like, she's that kind of aunt that, like, spoils you, but, like, in, like, a good way. I always asked for the snack that she would make me, and it was sliced up apples mixed with, chocolate chips.
Interesting.
I don't feel the same way about it. I still love apples, but that was
people
snack.
make chocolate-coated apples, right?
No. Just apple slices in a bowl, and then you take, like, a bag of chocolate chips and you sprinkle some chocolate chips in there.
Yeah, chocolate and apple go well together. A caramel and apple, too.
I don't fuck with caramel and apple.
That's fair.
I mean, I used to.
There's a lot of sauces I can't eat. Not because of the flavor, but just because I don't like the way most things... I'm very particular about mouthfeel.
Yeah, same.
Flavor is not the big decider for me. It's always the way it feels in the mouth, which is why I hate tomatoes.
For me, it's both. For tomatoes. I don't mind it in a sandwich. I don't mind it in a soup. But on its own, like, you can't catch me dead eating something with a tomato. Like, eating a tomato.
My taste has expanded. I used to go to McDonald's and get a burger with nothing but ketchup and cheese, and it was that for a long, long time. And then
And it still is.
No, I don't get lettuce from McDonald's because McDonald's lettuce is fucking garbage. They use romaine lettuce, and that shit's vile.
Pretty sure Burger King does that too.
Iceberg lettuce is where it's at.
Yeah.
And mustard. I realized I don't hate mustard. I just hated how much mustard people put on things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So just a little bit of mustard and then spread that out, and that's really good.
For me, that's...
lettuce I fuck with, mustard I fuck with, tomatoes I do not fuck with even remotely.
Yeah, your thing with mustard, that's my equivalent for mayonnaise.
Oh, God.
Like, on sandwiches and stuff, like, yeah. Or, like, salads, like, not too much, but just enough. But I realized, like, especially for their, like, McChicken sandwiches or, like, whatever that they do with mayo, put way too much on there.
I despise mayonnaise with a passion.
It's just eggs and vinegar, but, like, the texture is kind of weird.
Which is weird because I like eggs and I'm like vinegar on things.
I like eggs and I like vinegar, but I don't like eating them together.
But that's the thing. Last time I had mayonnaise, I threw up.
Is it that bad for you?
Every time I have mayonnaise, I throw up. I hate mayonnaise so much.
For some reason, I associate mayonnaise with the movie Racing Stripes.
That is very strange.
I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But if I think of Racing Stripes, I'm going to think of a very specific type of, like, mayonnaise that, like it's the green one that has, like, the olive oil label on it and stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't know why.
You remember Mayo Chup?
Isn't that still a thing?
I don't think so.
I feel like that is.
Cranch and a Mayo Chup and wasabi-oli.
Oh god, wasabi-obi.
Wasabi-oli is fucking vile.
It's dark. That was a dark time.
So that's our rant about food.
Yeah. The last
thing... You said you had a second thing?
The last thing I wanted to talk about in terms of, like, remembering...
Yep.
Was, did you ever watch any, like, Disney movies or features on DVD?
Yes.
Do you remember, like, the old Disney, like, promo bumpers, like, before...
Disney Fast Play?
Not just Fast Play, but it was the old Disney promo bumpers that were on the DVD, and it's, like, it starts off with, like, with, like, Captain Jack Sparrow, and he's like, we have our heading, and it's, like, from the magic within our hearts, and it shows, like, all the movies up until, like, the early 2000s.
I don't.
Really?
I actually don't. Most of the movies I had were on VHS.
Not on DVD?
I got a couple DVDs very occasionally. Most of the movies I watched were from, like, pre-2005.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
sure if I send it to you, you'd remember.
I didn't really get a lot of movies as a kid. I was content just watching the same movies over and over again, though.
So was I.
Flushed Away was
I
my
also
shit.
had DVDs, not just VHSs.
Dude, Robots. That was the bomb.
That was killer. You know what else was killer? You know what else was killer?
Yeah. Do you remember those? You wouldn't download a car?
No. Air Buddies.
Oh, Christ.
That was a good movie. I liked it when I was a kid.
Movies.
I just watched it recently. And it's not great, but I still enjoyed it.
It's like Air Bud made by sociopaths.
Yep. Pretty much.
It's awful. I hated it.
Or like Toad Patrol.
What?
Toad Patrol.
The fuck is Toad Patrol?
It was a thing that me and my brother watched like a few times. That we had no idea what it was about, and like For the longest time, we had no idea what it was called or anything, but then recently my brother got in contact, and he's like, it was called Toad Patrol. Look up Toad Patrol.
I do not remember at all.
Okay. And lastly, and I mean that this time, I remember there was a VHS tape from like 1993 that my brother and I had for when we were like little before we moved to where like you and I met. And it was a Halloween special VHS called like Hanna-Barbera's Mostly Ghostly.
I've never seen it.
It's like, it's a fucking banger, like in terms of like Halloween stuff and like old Hanna-Barbera cartoons like Scooby-Doo, Pink Panther, Snagglepuss. I can't think of any of the other ones, but it was good, even though like I wasn't a huge fan of the spooky stuff, which was the whole thing, but I still liked it.
Yeah. No, I was not a Hanna-Barbera kid.
Really?
If it didn't play on Teletoon Retro, I didn't see it.
They played Hanna-Barbera all the time on Teletoon Retro.
Yeah, so I watched the Flintstones, and that's pretty much it.
Wow.
He goes, yabba dabba doo.
Yabba dabba, don't talk to me, because we're not friends anymore.
This concludes this episode. This concludes this edition of Hey Peter, remember the time? That's what that segment's called, retroactively.
Yeah. Hey Peter, remember the time when things were not great but also better?
Hey Peter, remember the time?
Hey Peter, remember the time you got hit by a car but it's okay because you were listening to Dragon Tales on audiobook?
Audiobook. That's awful. Oh my god. So, the big sport is happening right now. Have you heard of the big sport? The one with the puck and the sticks and the whatnot?
Yeah, I think I've heard of it. I think it's baseball.
Right now, actually, as we record, the Stanley Cup playoffs are happening. Not to date this episode, but 9:09 p.m. June 8th, 2024.
Where were you on this date?
Where were you? This is my alibi. So the big sport is happening, but we here at the show do not give a fuck about the big sport.
I give no shits.
We don't give a fuck about hockey.
I don't give a shit!
The Toronto Maple Leafs can suck my dick.
The Edmonton Oilers can eat my ass, but in a bad way.
Montreal Canadiens who?
Well, okay, well, don't diss them.
Don't diss them.
Not them.
So anyway, we are not big sport ball fans. I think that's pretty obvious from listening.
Yes.
To us. Marble League. You've heard of it. I've talked about it with you before, but we've never really gotten to specifics.
Yes.
It is an annual event where teams of elite athlete marbles come together to compete in the most prestigious event in marble sporting.
Uh-huh.
And it is happening in December this year. So a lot further off than I was hoping.
Mm-hmm.
But it is... We are getting a Marble League this year in December. I have in front of me...
Uh-huh.
A list of all 32 Marble League teams.
Uh-huh.
I already have a favorite. That is my personal favorite. Fuck my personal favorite. I am going to go through these articles with you, team by team. This is why I was saying this podcast is probably going to be like 2 hours.
I've already gone through like all of my bits, so we just need to get through all of your bits.
We're going to go team by team, and we are going to pick a team that we are officially going to support on the podcast. We are going to have a podcast team that is independent of my favorite.
Okay.
So this is going to be a minute.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with the Balls of Chaos. They have been extant since 2016, the very first league back in 2016. So almost a decade.
Mm-hmm.
The wiki is really confusing.
Yeah, they don't know whether to show the marbles or porn.
True. Balls of Chaos record has been pretty bad, to be honest. Looking at it, I didn't realize how bad they were. They placed 8th out of 16th, so halfway on the bracket in the first year. They have not qualified for 3 Marble Leagues.
Lovely.
And they have not broken the top 4 once. The closest they got was 2018, where they were 5th. They finished dead last in 2022 and did not qualify in 2023.
Oof,
so
took
I
an L.
I don't think we're going to be choosing them.
Mm-hmm.
Their career has been pretty lackluster in the league. I don't know about Marbula 1, you know?
Yeah.
They didn't get a single gold medal. They have a couple gold medals. They won ski jump and the half pipe, sand rally, and the motorway Grand Prix.
Okay.
So, you know, not a stellar record. Next team on the docket are the Blackjacks. They have not competed in a single league, failing to qualify every single league.
Okay.
So all 8 Marble Leagues that have happened, they have failed to qualify every single time. They do not have a record to speak of.
Okay.
They are not good. The Bumblebees.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
Yes, their record is not super good.
All right.
Their first league was 2020, where they got 11th. They did hit 2nd overall last year, though, so they are auto qualified for the next game.
Okay.
So they are honestly not a bad choice. They finished They finished in the bottom half of the register for the 3 years that they have competed.
Mm-hmm.
But they've had some strong placements.
Okay.
The Chocolatiers, I don't know if they exist anymore. They have not finished in the top half of the bracket once. And they failed to qualify for 3 leagues. Chocolatiers suck.
Chocolatiers, more like poopateers.
They're brown marbles. I should be describing what the marbles are. I feel like some of them it's obvious. Crazy Cat's Eyes. Mm-hmm. They popped up in 2018. They have not failed to qualify yet.
They haven't failed, or they have failed?
They have not. They have 2 11th place finishes, 2 5ths, and they got 1st place overall last year.
Okay,
they were the best team last year. They're the first gold medal winner that we've talked about. And they're all different colors, and they're wacky and cool, and I like them.
Okay.
Gliding Glaciers. They tried to qualify in 2018, didn't, and they finally got in 2021, where they finished 3rd overall, and then they've kind of fallen off really hard. 10th and 15th.
Okay.
Ooh.
What else?
Oh, they were retired for a little bit, but came back. Okay. Golden Orbs are retired. They didn't qualify once, and they retired immediately and haven't come back. The Green Ducks They're pretty middle of the road. Not a super compelling record. If you want me to look deeper into a team, by the way, if the name or record like speaks to you, then let me know and I'll dive in deeper.
Not so far.
Nothing super impressive about the Green Ducks. They're just like a middle of the road team. They definitely have potential. They do hold a world record.
For what?
On Arctic Circuit. In the Marbula 1.
Marbula 1. That's fucking genius.
Which is like Formula 1, but with marbles. Green Ducks. The Hazers.
Hostile.
Hazers haven't qualified for the past 2 years in a row. They've been pretty consistently middle of the road. Get 6th places, 4th place. You know, it's like that's fine.
Yeah.
They're fine. The Hornets don't exist anymore. Indigo Stars. Oh my god, I didn't realize how fucking bad the Indigo Stars are. They've only qualified 2 times and got 14th and 13th in those qualifications, which are very close to the bottom of the register.
Why does that sound like a JoJo stand?
Indigo Stars, because Star Platinum.
Oh, yeah.
The Jawbreakers don't exist anymore. We should stan a team that doesn't exist anymore. I think that's funny. The Oof. Oh, Jungle Jumpers, they suck. They've only qualified twice, and they've gotten 15th and 7th. The Cobalts were in 2016, and they got 9th, and they have not qualified since. I kind of want to pick an underdog.
I'm already kind of like Green Ducks sound kind of cool to me.
Green Ducks. I'll open Green Ducks in a new tab so that we can look into them more. Limers have always had a pretty abysmal showing. We're getting into the good teams soon. They're just alphabetical order.
Okay.
The Limers never have broken the top 10. It's there are some pretty mediocre teams, but then there are some pretty stellar teams. Mellow Yellow either get bottom bracket or in the top 3. They are actually the second team we talked about that have won. They were the champions in 2021. They've qualified every single year. So they're a pretty safe bet.
Okay. All right.
If we want to support them, they're a pretty safe bet. Midnight Wisps, pretty. They've gotten. I mean, they're fine. They got first overall in 2018, but 2018 was a pretty lax year for competition. They got 15th. They got 8th in the last year.
Okay.
I don't think that they have a chance of winning, but, Minty Maniacs, they suck. They didn't qualify last year, and they're not going to qualify again. They got 3rd overall, and that's the highest placement they've ever got. The rest of them have been 13th, 14th, and 12th. Minty Maniacs aren't going to win. I'm going to talk about the O-Rangers, but I refuse to let you pick them because I hate the O-Rangers, and they're one of the best teams in the league, and I hate them.
I thought you said that they were your favorite.
No. I'm a Raspberry Racers fan.
Oh, okay.
The O-Rangers have been in every single Marble League. They finished 1st place in 2017. The lowest placement they've got is 10th. The second lowest they've got is 7th. So they're a good team. They're consistently in the top half of the bracket.
Okay.
I hate them when they win, and I wish they would win less.
Why?
Because I hate them. Their coach is an asshole. Their coach is also a marble.
Their coach is a marble.
The Oceanics. Oceanics They were never really good, but they're definitely on the way out now. They haven't qualified for the past 3 years. Pinkies. This is one of the teams you want to look out for.
Okay.
2016, they got 16th place, dead last.
Oh.
2018, they got 16th place, dead last. 2019, they got 15th, second to last. And they didn't qualify in 20 or 21. And then in 2022, they got first place overall.
Damn.
Out of nowhere.
They were using
roids. Fourth place. They got fourth place in 23. So they are, I would say, the best team in the league right now.
Yeah, they're probably
completely.
Probably need to get drug tested.
Performance enhancing drugs. True.
Yep. That's
what I've been saying. Are there any teams you want me to open another tab in so we can look into more carefully?
So far it's just Green Ducks, Yellow Mellow, and Pinkies.
Pinkies and Yellow Mellow. Or Mellow Yellow. Those are some good choices, actually. Where was I? Quicksilvers, they don't exist anymore. Purple Rockets have never qualified. The Raspberry Racers are my favorite team. The worst they've ever done is 8th place overall, and they've qualified for every league that they've been in the qualifiers for. They got first overall in 2020. They're a pretty safe bet to finish well.
Okay.
But they're also kind of boring as a podcast pick, you know?
Yeah.
I like them as a supporter, but I think they're kind of boring to pick for the pod.
Not enough drama.
Rojo Rollers have only qualified 3 times, and one of those times they got 16th. The other times they got 6th and 5th. They're one of the kind of meh teams.
Okay.
Savage Speeders are the only team to have gotten first place in 2 separate leagues.
Okay.
They won overall in 2016 and 2020.
Okay.
They were first place. They've got 2 second places and a third. The lowest they've ever placed is 12th, and that is an outlier because the other 2 times were 4th and 5th. They're a pretty solid team. I'm going to open them up in a new tab. I'm going to say that's one of the ones we're going to be looking into. Shining Swarm, 14th last year.
Meh.
Snowball's got 9th. They've had a pretty meek career. The Solar Flares have never qualified. Turtle Sliders and Wolfpack have never qualified. Team Galactic is pretty consistently bad.
At least they're consistent.
5th and 3rd, but the rest of them are not really proper showings. Team Momo's never really done well, but they are a fan favorite, and they've qualified for pretty much every league. They're not like a super stellar team, but they're pretty popular.
Okay.
And they don't do poorly in individual events. A lot of the teams that have really bad showings have done really well in individual events, but they just can't clench it enough to be able to get consistently high placements.
Okay.
Team Plasma only qualified once, and they got last place. So we're not going to worry about them. Team Primary, 12th, 14th, 12th, and 8th. That's... Thunderbolts, 3rd place, 1st, and then they haven't gotten another single-digit score since.
Oh.
12th, 13th, 13th, 13th. So, and that's all of them. That's all the teams. The Showdown, right. The Showdown is for people who don't qualify. So among the losers, Cobalts have done pretty well. Snowballs have done pretty well. Blackjacks still fucking suck. Yeah, I mean, so those are the teams that we've looked at.
Yeah, so
now we're going to look.
The only three I'm kind of like interested in looking at are like Green Ducks, Yellow Mellow, and Pinkies.
I want to look at the Savage Speeders personally, just for a little bit.
Sure.
Team Captain Speedy. The other team members are Rapidly, Swiftly, Velocity, with Wizzy as a reserve member.
Okay.
The team manager is currently Savvy. Marble Leagues overall, they have received 15 gold medals in the league and 4 gold medals in Marbula 1. If they do have any world records, I can't see them from where I am. Oh, they do. They set the hurdles record in 2017.
Okay.
So it's a pretty solid team, pretty good showing.
Okay.
But that's not the one we're interested in. Green Ducks. Green Ducks. Show me your secrets, Green Ducks. They have had the same team for the whole time, with Mallard as captain, Billy, Quacky, Ducky, and Goose as the reserve member.
Love that.
Their coach is Bombay from 2019 to present. They do not yet have a manager. So if we want to donate enough to the Patreon, we could become the Green Ducks team manager.
Hell yeah.
Let's get down to the record sections. Marble League results. Second is the highest they've placed. Kind of down showing. They've only received 4 gold medals, but they've got 9 silver, and they have 1 gold medal in the Marble League Showdown. So they've received 5 gold medals in total over the whole course of their career, and they have 3 gold medals in Marbula 1.
Okay. Not bad, not bad.
Down to... They have never placed a Marble League record. They've hit the podium 34 times.
What does that mean?
They've won a gold, silver, or bronze medal.
Oh, okay.
Out of all of the team members, Mallard has won the most medals, accumulating 122 total career points.
Okay.
So that's the information I have on the Green Ducks.
Okay.
How do we feel about them?
Pretty good. Like, pretty just like, okay.
They're pretty middle of the road.
Yeah.
They're not bad, but I wouldn't
awful.
describe them as stellar.
Yeah.
Mellow Yellow, on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
has been active since the first Marble League, to my knowledge. Their team consists of Yellow as the captain, Yella, Yellup, Yellim, and Yeller is the reserve member.
That's cute.
Their coach is currently Mellow, and they've been coached for 78 events.
Okay.
Skip past the history. They excel in the sprinting categories. They've got gold in 5-meter sprint. It looks like 4 times. Marble Survive 100. They placed pretty well. They got 23rd in the Marble Christmas race in 2023. They don't appear to have set any course records.
Okay.
With a total of 9 gold medals, and they have won 0 gold or silver medals in the showdown, only having 2 bronze medals.
Oh.
Or sorry, not Showdown. Marbula 1.
Okay.
They've hit the podium 37 times, 9 gold medals, 9 bronze medals, 6 silver. They're like the definition. Sometimes they're really good, and sometimes they're pretty middle of the road. They're never bad. They're just not. No, I don't want to say that. They can be bad. They got 15th in 2018.
Oh.
They're a risky support. If we want to support them, they're a risky choice.
Yeah. Pinkies.
You're really excited for the Pinkies.
Let's see what they got.
They were in 2016. Now they are still competing. They are guaranteed to compete in the next league. No, that's not true. Sorry, I'm dumb. Their captain is Pinky Toe.
Uh-huh.
The other members are Pinky Rosa, Pinky Winky, Pinky Panther, and their reserve member is Pinky Dink.
That's cute.
They've never been injured. There's a picture of them with new uniforms. That's awesome. They only got bronze medals all the way up until 2021, where they got their first gold medals. And then in 2022 they won the whole thing. And they placed 4th in 2023. They have received a total of 4 gold medals, 7 silver and 6 bronze. In the Showdown, they only received 1 gold medal with 2 silver and 2 bronze each. Their Marbula 1 record leaves something to be desired. They have never won a single medal in the Marbula 1. And they have never placed a record.
Okay.
But they're definitely going strong right now. They're definitely, I would say, one of the better teams in the league currently.
All right.
That's all I have for Marble League. So now we have to make the hardest decision of all time. Who, come December, will we throw our support behind? Because I'm setting up a March Madness style pool for this, where I'm going to get people to pool money for charity, and whoever wins, it's like a 50-50 draw. Whoever's team wins gets to take half the money, and the other half gets donated to charity. So we have to decide who we think could win it all.
I want to say, I want to put my bets either with, I think like as like a personal favorite, I choose like Green Ducks.
Green Ducks is pretty out of left field. I feel like that's
but as like a personal favorite.
Yeah.
What was the one that you wanted to look at, that you looked at first?
Savage Speeders was the team that I pulled aside first. They've won twice, which actually makes me worried that they won't be able to pull it out for a third time. But they're pretty consistently up there in the rankings on most individual events.
Okay. So I'm thinking like either like them or like the Pinkies.
Savage Speeders or Pinkies, both are pretty actually solid choices. I was expecting you to pick one of the ones that has never competed before as like a wild card pick.
Oh, is that what you want?
No. Who's guaranteed to compete? Let me find that out. Gliding Glaciers, Crazy Cat's Eyes, Bumblebees, and Savage Speeders are guaranteed. They have pre-qualified. Those are the 4 teams that are definitely going to be in the next Marble League.
Well, there we go then, right?
But there are qualifiers, so we don't know if the Pinkies are going to get in.
Yeah, so shouldn't we pick the speeders?
I think the speeders are a pretty good choice. I think we're Savage Speeders fans now.
Yes.
I think that's the official choice of this is why Savage Speeders, the official choice of this is why we're not okay.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yay.
I hope they win because now I have money riding on this.
Hell yeah.
Ugh.
Wah wah.
Feels a lot less fun when you're paying.
Yes.
Oh dear God.
We'll get kneecapped for sure.
So, just to break the character for a bit, I gotta say Marble League is so much more fun if you engage with the kayfabe of it all. If you engage with the pretending that the marbles are actually athletes, with all the league stuff, it's a lot of fun, and it's a really niche hobby that I have, and I'm excited to share it with people. And I hope that we can get people coming in the bracket because we will be supporting charity, and we have like 6 months to set it up. So I hope that we can get off the ground. We can get a lot of people coming in because it's a really fun event. It's like sports but for losers.
Speaking
What's crazy is the marbles like do behave consistently.
Behave?
And every year the record, it's like real sports. Every year the records get higher and higher.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a really interesting thing. And I discovered it because John Oliver did a segment about it back in 2020.
Huh.
The 2020 Marble League was brought to you by Last Week Tonight with John Oliver because it was during the pandemic.
Huh.
He wanted to encourage people to not go to sporting events.
Huh. That's interesting. I'll
so that's all.
Gander.
That's all the planned. That's all the planned stuff that I have for this. You've worked through all your planned material?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to just shoot the shit for a little bit?
In terms of what? I already had a BM today.
Okay. Okay. What is the best kind of dog?
Dead one.
Oh no! That made me think. Big sad news.
What?
Doge died.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's super. They were 24.
That was a long, old-ass dog.
Rosa the sea otter also passed.
Who the fuck is that?
It's a sea otter.
Yeah,
Monterey
I got
Bay
that.
Aquarium, one of the oldest sea otters in the world. Rosa, every year, streamer Doug would do a charity stream for the Monterey Bay Aquarium on Rosa's birthday.
Aw.
And Rosa the sea otter passed away a couple days ago.
No.
As of recording. So a sad week for animal lovers, to be honest. We've been hit pretty hard with two of the most beloved animals in the world.
It's a sad week for everyone.
Sad week for everyone. A dog died, an otter died, Eminem's career died. It's crazy.
And yeah, Eminem's career died just like that dog.
Eminem's career unfortunately lives.
Unnecessarily and extremely prolonged.
He's so rich. He could retire tomorrow and like nothing would change about his life.
Pretty much.
Go away. You were better in 2002.
Dude, it's so sad that Eminem died of ligma.
Just admit... I wish, dude. I wish. This podcast does not wish death on Eminem. Oh, shit. I forgot to do the ad.
Better late than never.
Oops. Hey, Abby, what do you think about Dungeons and Dragons?
I don't know much about Dungeons and Dragons. What about you? What do you think?
I think if you want some of the highest quality miniatures, you should go to Nerdychicken.ca and order some miniatures.
I think I will.
I think if you're looking for another audio show that isn't bad, you should check out the Graveyard Tapes, which will also be hosted on Nerdychicken.ca relatively soon, I hope. Buy my shirts. Is there anything you want to plug?
No, I'm all good. Go to Nerdy Chicken and see all the cool merch they got.
We've got such cool merch. I'm considering making a podcast hat or a shirt.
And plus, it's Pride Month. We got some pretty cool shirts that I have seen Aubrey design.
We have
They're
Pride
very
merch
good
that you can buy. They're bees. They are bee themed. Fuck, we should have picked one of the bee themed Marble League teams.
God damn it!
It's fine.
Too late.
It's fine.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Oh my god. Do you have a hypothetical or a question you want to end this with? To leave our lovely audience with?
Why does God do this to good people?
That's not a hypothetical. I think you forgot what a hypothetical is. Oh my god.
Would you if there's a hypothetical, hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
What if the Son of God came down to you right now and said, "If you kiss me."
Yes.
That's it. What
Is
do
that
you do?
it? If you kiss me? If you
would
kiss
you
me,
what if Jesus came down to you and said, "Would you love me if I was a worm?"
No. No, Jesus, I wouldn't.
Worm Jesus. He'll make your soil nice and great.
God fucking damn it. Every 3 days he will surface.
In the rain.
In the rain?
Like that rat in India in the rain, dancing and looking at all the pellets flying down.
Oh, dear God.
You ever see that video of the rat in the rain?
I have not.
Oh my god, that rat's living his life.
The pizza rat in New York. That ancient gem from the old internet.
What if Jesus came down and said, "I was that rat"?
What if Jesus came down and
instead of carrying the cross, it was the pizza?
What if Pope... Hear me out. What if Pope Francis died and was replaced by...
What do you mean? He will.
Pope fuck
tomorrow. No.
Or whatever. I don't know who. Replaced by some dude. Pope some dude the third.
Trevor.
And he comes out and he's holding a picture of a wolf and he says, "This is Jesus persona," and that is canon to the Catholic Church now. What would you do in that instance?
I'd believe it.
You believe it? That
I'd
wouldn't
howl.
change anything about your life.
What's that TikTok audio where it's that wolf song about like furries where it's like, "I'm the alpha, I'm the leader of the pack."
Oh dear God.
Oh.
Howling for free?
I'll howl for Jesus.
For free? Oh my God, howling for Jesus. I gotta make that into something.
We gotta make that into a bumper sticker. Howl for Jesus.
Bumper sticker, howl if you're yiffing for the risen Lord.
Hey, I'll howl in you for Jesus hath risen. Or like a bumper sticker that just says, "I howl for Jesus."
A picture of a Jesus in a fursuit that says, "Man shall not survive on yiff alone."
Or it's just like an actual like depiction of like an in real life depiction of Jesus, like an artisan drawing, like actual Jesus, except someone just put little like cartoony wolf ears on his head. That's it. That's
like
it.
An anime cat boy.
Yeah. That's
Dude,
it.
We should write Bible too.
We should write Bible
Jesus
2, Electric Boogaloo.
Bible 2, Electric. Oh my God. Bible 2, this time it's for real.
This time it's personal.
And God is pissed off.
God said, "I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass."
Noah's Flood 2, parentheses, this time the water is cum. Why?
No.
It would sell well in the box office. It would do well overseas.
It would do well overseas?
Over the cum seas. That would be created by the story. I think we gotta end it here. I think we're losing our minds.
I think we're dying.
I think we talked about marbles for too long.
I think I died, and so I think you can't talk to me for another 3 days.
I get to put Eminem and Skibbity Toilet in the thumbnail.
Hell yeah. And Jesus
Everything
with wolf ears.
True.
Put Jesus with wolf ears in the thumbnail, please.
I'll just make the thumbnail cropped furry porn.
Just completely blurred, but it's in the shape of Chica.
This is why we aren't okay.
And it's like just the black bar of censored, and it's just horizontal across her torso.
Oh god, I've been Aubrey.
I've been Abbie.
Oh my god. Go fuck yourself.
I would love to.
That can't be the consistent outro. What is the outro?
And that's on period, sis. What? It's Pride Month.
And then the music fades in. And I'll leave this in. The music fades in and then we hard cut.
Exactly. And we'll just say, watch, invest in gold.